Hi, I'm Ellen08, and I'm going to be reviewing The Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 8, Episode 6. And they pick up where they left off last season, where they were having their discussion slash argument at the pool, mainly between Nneka and Wendy. And Wendy snarks if Nneka is smoking crack, considering she's talking about Lebby, the her cousin-in-law, her husband's cousin, was at Wendy's sip and see for the birth of her daughter, Cameron. Um, and Nneka thinks that Wendy's remark is just another way of her deflecting from admitting the fact that Wendy actually does know Nneka or Levy from her being at her event. But I don't know if it was Wendy or someone said that Giselle was at Wendy's sip and see, and I feel bad for not knowing what the headgear is called, so I'm not even gonna say it, but it's a traditional custom or garment of Nigeria's. But I don't want to mess it up by saying anything, so Giselle was there. The point was Giselle was there. She had her headgear on. So does that mean anything? No, it doesn't, because really, Wendy and Giselle don't really care for each other. Giselle especially towards Wendy. Um, and that Nneka also wants Wendy to own up to the fact that Wendy was a part of the attack on her, along with her sister and her mother. Giselle remarks that no one smokes crack anymore. Giselle, shut up, please. And Karen, on the other hand, is not believing that this is happening and that they're talking about this. Neither can I, Karen, because honestly, as far as who smokes crack or not, it's irrelevant to this point. And Wendy is asked by a producer in her confessional if she has the crack receipt. And all Wendy says to that is, hey, look, if it quacks like a duck, then it's crack. And Giselle says that it's not a good idea to put out drug accusations. Well, it's also not a good idea to put out accusations of somebody sexually assaulting or molesting you when that didn't happen, Giselle. Yeah, you would know all about accusations for what you did to Candace's husband, Chris, and to other people. So who are you to talk? Let's see. Oh, and don't even get me started on how you immediately believe Nneka's allegations about Wendy and her family dabbling in evil or witchcraft. So yeah, you should talk. And then Wendy says, well, let's just not put out any allegations at all. And Karen notices how thick the tension is. You think? Like, what did you expect? You already know there's some ladies that don't see it for each other, so what did you think was going to happen? I mean, I know you're trying to get everybody together to air out their differences and to come together as one, but you can see it's clearly not working. And Karen says that she does not need to see two beautiful Nigerian women fighting each other like this. Well, you know what, Karen? It's happening whether you want it to or not. Maybe one day along the lines they'll find themselves talking about their differences and working through the misunderstandings, and they will become friends. But until then, it's just not happening right now. And then Ashley suggests that they try to have dinner, and maybe that'll help to liven things up. Yeah. I was going to say per the review that's not happening, but I'm thinking about that it must be another situation, so forget all that. So the first part of trying to liven things up is having their little dance party at the pool. The twerking, hip gyrating, the whole works. In the middle of the club dancing, Candace goes over to Nneka to check on her to see if she's all right, because she notices how hurt that Nneka is. Candace tells her that it's not worth it for them to have things remain sour between her and Wendy. And this is when Wendy comes over and talks to Candace like, hey, look, like, I know you're talking to Nneka and all, but I'm going to ask you respectfully, when speaking to Nneka, leave my name out of it. And Candace was like, okay, cool, agreed. I don't want any trouble or any problems with you, because we don't have that. And Candace, in her confessional, says that she doesn't mind Wendy telling her how she feels, but she will not change her stripes for anybody's comfort. I mean, not that Wendy was really asking her to do that, but I think it means that Candace will still speak to Nneka even though things are cool between Nneka and Wendy. I mean, that doesn't mean that she's going to try to, use the time to talk smack about Wendy. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's even like that, but. And then they leave the pool area and go change to have dinner. And this is when it gets really let's just say certain things said at this dinner was better left kept to themselves. But they're in the girls group. They feel like they can be this free, whatever. Even though some of the ladies don't really like each other. And one of the vans to the restaurant says it was one van where it was Karen, Giselle, Ashley, and Nneka. And when they agreed that what transpired by the pool was very overwhelming, duh. You're still talking about the drama that took place at pickleball, and you're still wondering whether or not Wendy is Osu, or if Wendy and Nneka knew each other. Just let it go already. And Nneka says that Wendy should apologize, but she knows she won't because she's upset about the whole thing. So, in the other van with Candace, Wendy, and what is it? Well, if Karen, Giselle, Ashley, and Nneka are in one van, that means there's Candace, Wendy, Mia, and Robyn. Okay. Candace asked Wendy, how are you feeling? Wendy responds that Nneka called her everything but a child of God and wonders why they don't or can't get along. Candace thinks that there will be space for them to come to an understanding eventually, but Wendy doesn't think that will ever happen since there's nothing to salvage. They get to the restaurant and they get to ordering their drinks and meals. And in the middle of ordering, Karen notes that, she's too old to chew. And then Robyn asks if that means Karen just swallows her meal. And then Giselle, messy as she is, says that Karen swallows with Ray. Number one, ew. But it seems like, while it seems to Giselle like shade, I felt it was more of like a dig. Because you're putting out Karen's personal business like that. It's why did you have to even bring that up? And then it segues into the whole who swallows and who doesn't. And I noticed that the waiter is still there trying to take their orders. And only God knows what he's thinking and feeling being around to hear and witness all this. I wouldn't feel too comfortable if I were him, but that's just me. And Wendy announces the question, who at the table swallows? But I think the waiter looks slightly entertained. I don't know. To answer the question of who swallows, Robyn raises her hand and says that she's good at it. Yeah, I did not need to know that, girl, but okay. Candace is loving all the sexual conversations while Karen is expressing her disgust. And Karen, you and I, we're right here. I don't care to know this crap either. And especially, with Rob, when she painted a picture, a more colorful picture, when she says, girl, you don't know what you're drinking. And it's thanks, Robyn, for giving me that image. With Juan cheating, Juan engaging in whatever sexual positions that he's doing with other women. Maybe they're all, giving lip service to Juan, or giving lip service to Juan, or Juan's going in and out of women's vaginas, and Robyn is getting the taste of all of that. It's just, yeah. Ugh. also admits to swallowing. Yeah. Good. Okay, enough of that. And Karen requests to moving on from the subject, please. Thank you. And Candace says she prefers to being peed on. I put in my notes a reference to that, but I'm not sure if it's appropriate to say, so I'm not going to say it. But Mia says that it's on brand for Candace regarding that. What that means, I don't know. Like, is she insinuating that white men get off on peeing on their lovers in an intimate sort of way, or I don't know. Just no. There's more talk about being peed on, and Karen was wondering, how did we get here? Like, I'll tell you how we got there. It was when you said you were too old to chew, Robyn asked if you preferred to swallow your meals, and which segued to Giselle asking, or Giselle suggesting or saying that you swallow Ray. That's how y'all got here. Yeah. And to be fair, you said you wanted them to change the subject. Karen, you said you wanted to change the subject from the swallowing thing. You just never insisted what the subject would be. Just saying. And Candace wonders how Robyn will not eat oysters, but swallows. Yeah. And as their meals are being put out in front of them, and it gets even more disgusting, there's talks of eating out and not out of vaginas, but the other end. Ugh. Like, not while I'm eating, not while there's food in front of me. Come on. Like, save that for another time when y'all are at the hotel and you guys have already, well, maybe 2 hours or so after eating. But not right now. Just no. The ladies commend Ashley a great job for hooking up the dinner at the restaurant. And then it goes into a lighter conversation about children and how many you want to have. Candace asks Aneka how many kids she wants to have. Aneka would like to have twins, a boy and a girl, and that'll be all. Candace would also like to have a boy and a girl when she gets pregnant, even if they're not twins. Robyn suggests they return to the hotel and hang out in her hotel room. Sooner, as they all pile into Robyn's hotel room, Giselle and Karen go into their own rooms for the night. Now it's just Robyn, Ashley, Candace, Wendy, Aneka, and Mia. Robyn notices Karen wearing her green slippers. Maybe that, I didn't know, the look on her face, I was wondering like if Robyn has a problem with that, considering they still have their problems, or if she's willing to let that go for the night and just focus on their fun. Robyn comments in her confessional that just weeks ago, Candace was bashing her on X, which is formerly known as Twitter, and now here she is in the room wearing her slippers as if nothing happened. That's why I was wondering if that look on Robyn's face when she saw Karen wearing her slippers was one of like, what are you doing? Like, I don't like you like that, or are you wearing my slippers? And then Wendy heads out to her room, and then Candace heads to her room, but not before telling Robyn that she would like to talk to her the next day. And I can't help but wonder if that's a fake smile that Robyn's wearing. It has to be. And Candace, per her confessional, says that Robyn has been like a big sister to her. I don't know why, considering the problems they've been having. And she's happy to be in the space where they can have their fun, which reminds her of the good place that they used to be in. And that's why she wants to talk to Robyn to clear everything up so they can get back to said space. Day 2 in Austin. The ladies are either waking up or working out in the gym. Aneka is FaceTiming her husband, Ike, as he's at the airport about to fly off to his destination to do his job. They talk about Ineka's recent argument with Wendy and her being called a crackhead. Ike laughs at it because it's so ridiculous to him, and he says to her, like, everybody knows that you're not a crackhead, so why is this a big deal? Ashley has set up easels in her room for the ladies to paint, yet needs to set up some more. And I have to say, like, the breakfast spread that she has in her room looks totally delicious. Like, I would love to have some of that. That looks really good. Just wanted to point that out. Giselle and Robyn are the first to arrive, and Ashley, Giselle, and Robyn don't waste any time making their breakfast plates. And Giselle admits that she felt bad for leaving Robyn early last night to her room with a bunch of women that don't really like her, per the way they were questioning her. And Giselle felt like a bad best friend for that. And Robyn and Ashley also find it odd that Candace was hanging out in Robyn's room after everything she was saying about her on her ex account. And then Karen and Ineka arrive next. Then Candace arrives, and then sometime after that, Wendy arrives. And there again, there's Robyn's stale smile, which indicates she's definitely not too happy to see Wendy because, they still don't like each other. Ashley explains the painting activity is meant to reconnect all the ladies with their femininity. So she wants them to mainly paint their vaginas on the canvas, or interpretation of said vaginas. Not all the ladies are on board with this. Like Karen says, not I. Wendy says, Ashley, what the F? And Ashley mentions that they've seen each other's coochies before, so what's the difference? The only people I can imagine that where they say they've seen each other's vaginas was Mia and Jacqueline, and that was last season. And then we see footage of Mia admitting to Giselle that Wendy showed Mia her vagina. And yeah, that's the only footage I got. And some of the women are either uncomfortable or just weirded out by the whole thing. Like, Ashley, what are you thinking? Candace says that some paintings should be of busted vaginas, considering they've been out in the streets doing concubine foolishness, i.e. Robyn or Ashley. Maybe I don't know if she was talking about Robyn or Ashley, maybe both of them, I don't know. Karen wanted to tell Robyn that Ashley wanted to make sure that Robyn, got the second best penthouse because she wants to ensure that everything's all right with Robyn. And that segues into the whole, like, why Robyn withheld information regarding her marriage and what's going on with Juan. Karen knows that there's some people in the group that doesn't know what Robyn is going through, and that's what's causing a divide within the group. Yeah, but mainly it's just because Robyn feels too comfortable talking with some of the ladies than others. Like she feels comfortable talking to the ladies, some of the ladies about it. And Robyn says that it's true. And from that, Karen says that Robyn divides the group in this way. Karen asks Robyn, how are you doing? Robyn doesn't think that what she's going through is dividing the group, and she just speaks to people that have reached out to her. Well, Candace reminds her, like, well, I reached out to you, and all you've done is ignore me. And then this is what Candace's message says to Robyn reads. Whatever else aside, I'm sorry that this is happening to you. I'm sorry that this is happening to your family. And this was regarding Juan losing his job over that scandal at his school that he was working at. Robyn expresses disbelief, like, really? Like, how can you send me a message like that and you were just trashing me on your social media account? And then Robyn asks Candace if she knows everything that she's gone through. And the torture she's gone through. And Candace says, well, I've gone through some torture too, and that's thanks to you and Giselle. And Karen reminds Robyn that she was hiding in her truth and that she needs to be held accountable for it. And then Robyn stands up and asks Karen if she just wants to beat her up, well, verbally. And it's like, Robyn, are you just not getting it? Or you just choose to not get it? Like, nobody is against you. Well, they should be against you considering how you treated the others and how you got into other people's business, but they're just asking you questions because you're so busy in other people's business, yet you deliberately refuse to share your own business, and that's not fair. But Robyn seems to be crumbling. And it's at this point I'm just thinking, I thought you didn't care, Robyn. I thought you didn't care if the block was hot. I thought you didn't care what people think of you, or if you're not upset enough, or if you're not upset at all about what Juan is doing to you. Clearly you do if this is how you're reacting. And Karen says all she wants is for Robyn to hold herself accountable, since she lied and hid about what was going on all last year. And Robyn requested everyone just stop questioning her about it because it's a personal experience. And Candace, the look on her face is, really, honey, like after what you put me through, now it's a personal thing when it's you that's in the center of it. Karen says that Robyn drug all of them into it when Robyn put a price on her personal dirt and truth for her Patreon. Robyn screams that she will answer all questions, but not when they're all attacking her like this. Like as if she did something to them. Okay. Alright, while I understand you're feeling attacked from all sides, at the same time, they're not really attacking you. Like, did you ever stop to think that maybe this is your karma for how you came at the ladies all those years? And Wendy asked Robyn, like, why they never saw her going to Giselle and saying that she's been stressed over what's been going on. Giselle addresses that just because none of the ladies saw the conversations that they had doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Robyn addresses that the woman sent her DM, but she never read any of her messages, and then that very woman sent a DM to Giselle. But Karen calls BS on like, oh, just because you didn't see the conversations we had doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Karen calls BS. Candace wants to know if there's a part of Robyn that wants to know what the woman said, what the woman and Juan were saying to each other. Robyn says no, and that Juan did not have the messages with him anymore because he deleted them or basically cleaned his phone. Plus, Juan doesn't store people's phones. He has coaches reach out to her and say that they don't know who this is contacting his phone. Why? Why? Okay. Robyn, yeah. Nothing more to say on that. But it's clear that most of the ladies are not buying what Robyn is trying to sell them. Like Karen looks as if she's saying, as if she wants to say, clearly you don't believe that, really. And Wendy's also not buying it. And Giselle just defend Robyn, saying it's about trust. And trusting somebody doesn't mean verifying everything they say. But had it been Giselle herself, she would do a thorough scouring for clues and signs of what's going on. Ashley thanks Robyn. Why, I don't know. Robyn says that she's good if they all want to keep holding this against her for a week, or holding her to the fire for this. Karen says that that's not what it's about. Karen said that's not what this is about. Yes, it is. You want to hold her accountable, and because she won't do that, you're going to make sure that she's held accountable. So that is holding her feet to the fire, Karen. Let's be real. Well, Ashley says, well, I guess the painting activity is not going to happen. And Ashley uses a hat to divvy up, who's going to go to the distillery and who's going to go to the cowboy boot shop, because they can't all go at one place or the other at the same time because there's too many women. So as far as the distillery, Wendy, Karen, Mia, and Candace are going. Well, it was originally Robyn until until Candace and Robyn switched. So now Robyn is in the group that's going to the cowboy boot shop with Robyn, with Aneka, Ashley, and Giselle. Let's see. The ladies meet in the lobby before going to their respective destinations. And in the cowboy boot van, Ashley asks Robyn if she's okay from the conversation that was had. Robyn says it is all nonsense. There were those who acted like she did something to them. Once again, no one's doing anything to you but asking questions. However, like I addressed before, this is karma for how she treated other people, and for starting trouble and being just a mean girl along with Giselle, especially to Wendy, Candace, and Karen, and some others. In the distillery van, Candace asked Karen if she got everything that she needed from Robyn. Karen says that she's gotten everything that Robyn is willing to give. However, even Karen heard in Robyn's voice that she's deeply devoted to Juan. Candace and Mia agree that how much Robyn loves Juan. And Candace says that Robyn and Juan's situation is very complicated. Wendy doesn't give a damn about it. Like she says if Robyn wants to stay with Juan despite everything he's putting her through, then that's got nothing to do with Wendy. And that's like me, it's like, hey, whatever. Candace, Mia, Karen, and Wendy are now at the distillery. Karen is under the understanding that there will be beer here, but that will be the brewery, as it says in the confession, and like a little still. Like, but once she heard that there would just be whiskey and gin there. Oh, and there's also no wine there either, Candace. That's the winery. I don't know how many times this guy has explained that this is just whiskey and gin at the distillery. Like, come on, learn the difference, people. And they are shown the whiskey, and the salesperson gets a sample ready for one of the ladies. Well, mainly Candace and Wendy, since Mia doesn't want to drink. And it's high proof, 150 proof to be exact. Wendy tries to get Karen to get herself a sample, but Candy's like, nope. Karen's like, nope, not interested. Wendy and Candace are drinking what looks like what? I don't know if it's... Oh yeah, Candace and Wendy drink the whiskey first, and that was like her looks on her face is like it's pretty strong. So yeah, I'm not really into the liquors like that, so I wouldn't want to try that either. While they're at the distillery, like when they're eating, Wendy and Candace are drinking this brown stuff, which looks like it could be gin. Mia requests water because she's not drinking. It was at that point where I realized that she wasn't drinking, so that's why she didn't have a sample. It's like, oh yeah, she quit drinking. Which is weird because like later on she orders a white wine. Like are you not drinking, or not drinking alcohol at all, or are you just not drinking the hard stuff? They spot a crow that's perched on the top of the fence, because they heard like the noise, like the cawing of one, and they're freaked out. And Mia asked if that's Wendy's mother visiting them. Like even before I saw the look on Wendy's face, I was like, really, Mia? Like, Wendy and Aneka just had a second conversation regarding whether Wendy dabbles in evil and what the mother has said or not, or if she's putting names into someone's shrine. Like, not good timing. In fact, it's never appropriate to bring up Wendy's mother for that. And of course, like Wendy tells Mia not to do that. Mia's the only one laughing. Like even Karen and Candace aren't laughing because it's not funny. And Mia says she was just kidding. Like That's nothing to kid about. That's somebody's mama you're talking about, especially when it's associated with something serious that Wendy and Aneka were fighting about. Not cool, Mia. I don't know if it's either Mia doesn't care or just lacks the ability to read the room. Like, to get that Wendy's mother is a very sensitive subject for her. And the food finally arrives, and I have to say, Wendy's order looked really good. Like, I think it was like fried chicken on a bed of fries. I would love to have that. That looks damn good. I mean, I know it's not healthy and all, but still, it tastes good. Looks like it tastes good. Mia wants to clear up something with Wendy, and Wendy just shuts it down, saying that there's nothing to clear up. But Mia goes on anyway, asks if Wendy said her mother didn't send names to the shrine. Wendy comments that she doesn't have to sit there and defend anything because she didn't think that she should. And when Wendy hears the word shrine, she heard it in a way that leaves it up to the imagination for what it is, or for what somebody else thinks it is. She asks that Catholics have shrines and saints have different shrines, which are not negative. So Mia interrupts her and says, so you're saying that you do have a shrine? Wendy negates that. She says that Catholicism uses a shrine. And Karen says, well, I didn't know that. And Mia says that when she heard that people's names were being added to the shrine, she thought it meant something bad. And for Wendy, as someone who grew up misunderstood as it is being Nigerian, it was a sore spot for her when the subject of witchcraft or voodoo was brought up as a means to malign her and her mother. And then Wendy gets emotional talking about being raised by a single mother who loves the Lord and sacrificed her life for her own children. And she'll be damned if she's befriending anybody that speaks ill of her mother. Mia acknowledges her differences with Wendy and cares about her, and finally sees that Wendy's mother is a sensitive topic, and decides to leave it alone. You should have left it alone and not said what you said, Mia. But anyways, at the cowboy boot shop, Ashley, Aneka, Giselle, and Robyn are all trying on boots and modeling in them. Afterwards, Giselle uses as an opportunity to get to know Aneka by asking how long she's been married. Aneka explains the chaos of planning a wedding while she was in LA, and she moved to the DMV a week before said wedding. And because she wasn't around enough in the DMV area, she felt that everything went wrong with the wedding. And Giselle suggests, Aneka, why don't you just have a do-over wedding? And Aneka says that she and her husband will plan to do that by having a traditional Nigerian wedding in Nigeria. Robyn tells Aneka that she's happy that she's here and hopes that Aneka's not freaked out by being in the friend group. And this segues into, once again, how Robyn felt she was being attacked or treated by the conversation regarding Juan, and why she hid her truth from the majority of the group. Aneka doesn't understand why it got as heated as it did, and notes that Robyn has been very transparent. Yeah, maybe to her she has. I mean, Robyn seems to like Aneka compared to Wendy. So of course Robyn would feel more comfortable discussing it with Aneka, if she already has. And Giselle feels that Karen, Candace, and Wendy made it all about them. Alright, whatever. The two groups meet together for lunch. And like I said, Mia orders a white wine at the restaurant, but doesn't have any gin or whiskey because she's not drinking. Alright, whatever. Ashley announces that she, Giselle, and Robyn learned a little more about Aneka's wedding in Nigeria. And Aneka explained about the whole thing about buying chief titles in Nigeria, which is likened to buying blue checks on Twitter. Okay? And when you buy blue checks, that ensures that your account is verified, which is kind of dumb in my opinion, because why would I need to pay, like, and it's the same thing with Instagram. Like, why would I need to buy a blue check to ensure that I'm legit? That's stupid. But that's what some people have done, so. Karen asks how buying titles work. And Robyn mentions that Karen and Mia bought blue checks on Twitter, and they're the only two in the group that have blue checks associated with their usernames. Karen says that she never bought a blue check. Robyn and Wendy said, yes, you did. And Karen snarks that maybe she's more well-liked compared to Robyn. And Giselle says, that's not how it works. Karen says she's verified for being subscribed to Twitter. So if there's a blue check, that means it's been paid for, right? And per the Apple Pay, Karen paid for her account to be verified. Or per Karen's Apple Pay, her account is verified by a blue check. And Karen still denies paying for it. Yeah, I don't know. The conversation changes gears to Ashley's divorce. Thank you, Mia. And then Ashley says that she needs to work out the logistics need to work out, and she will let the rest of the group know when that happens. And then Karen wonders in her confessional if Ashley really filed for divorce or not. And then Mia, being a little sneaky troublemaker that she is, asks Ashley what's going on with the lawsuit that Michael filed. And then from there, Mia presses even further by addressing Candace, who is the subject of said lawsuit. Mia asks if Michael is suing Candace. This is just a way to get Candace to start talking, but Candace does not take the bait. Candace says she refuses to speak about it. And then Robyn sarcastically requests a list made of what's okay to talk about and what isn't. And then Candace just looks at her like, don't be stupid. And then she says, let's be dense about this another day, okay? Not now. Candace says that it's a legal matter and reminds Robyn of when she went against that regarding Juan's legal matter. And there was footage of the reunion where Robyn wanted to be careful acknowledging Juan's lawsuit as when he got fired. Robyn says that Juan's legal matter has absolutely nothing to do with anything. And then from there, there's a lot of legal talk going on. First it was sexual conversations, now it's legal talk. The ladies go back to the hotel to get ready for this bingo. And in the van with Wendy, Candace, Robyn, and Mia, legalities regarding Juan is brought up again. And Candace reiterates that it's not smart to speak about ongoing legal situations, and she doesn't know, and while she doesn't know, she doesn't believe that it helped Robyn what happened with Juan. And then Robyn starts to cry and says it's the worst part of everything that she and Juan are going through. Robyn's crying is about to get Candace started crying. And she has no tissue. Robyn is basically triggered about the whole mentioning of the Title IX violation. And once again, she's feeling torn down by the group. And this is when she starts to accuse the ladies of turning her into a villain. You don't need the ladies for that. You were a villain all by yourself when you attacked Wendy, when you were going against Candace, when you were trying to go against Karen, and some others during past seasons. So let's not go there, okay? And then she goes crying like, I did nothing to y'all. Yes, you have, sweetheart. Let's not. Once again, this is karma biting you in the ass, so how does it feel to be in the hot seat? Kind of like with Kyle on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. You two can get together and cry it out. And that's all I have to say. Talk to you later.